Good evening. I didn't bring anything formal. I know in the past I have, but in the end of 2012 school year, will finish my 4th year as a school resource officer. I'm staying very busy. I seem to be more at the middle school, not because there's that many more issues, but I am there teaching grade 2 days a week, and that's every other week, so that takes me away from the high school. And all I can say is I'm glad to be missed, because when I come back, the students are like, where have you been? Or I find notes in my mailbox, so I know that they're missing me a little bit. Some of the new issues that we've dealt with that have been a concern in the public are the I can't even think of the name, like the synthetic marijuana, things like that, the K2. We have dealt with some of that in the high school, and that's coming around. We're seeing more of that, but it was addressed recently with one of our businesses that was selling it in the area, so hopefully that will help a little bit, and hopefully the word is getting out with these kids that it really is illegal. Doesn't matter if it's synthetic or not. Some of the pills are also becoming a bigger problem as well. We're seeing more and more of those in the schools, and that's between the middle school and the high school, but we're trying to stay on top of all of that. And one of the other newer issues that's also been not extremely popular, but I do see a few cases of that every year, is the sexting, whether it be with an iPod or a cell phone or anything like that. I have a few cases of those every year as well. The one thing that's always an issue is the thefts from the locker room, which make it very difficult to investigate, because unfortunately students don't necessarily secure their items, and it makes it really difficult if you have several people, I shouldn't say several, but lots of different students in and out, and unlimited access to those particular areas. So that's something that I'm continuously working on, new ideas to see what we can do to combat that issue. I guess if anyone has any questions.
Thank you. That was a very detailed report, and I appreciated looking through it. It's great to have you at the school. What is the GREAT program, though? Could you describe that?
The GREAT stands for Gang Resistance Education and Training. We're teaching it. I started last year. It talks a little bit about gangs, but it covers a lot of different life skills. We talk about peer pressure. We talk about decision making, anger management, active listening skills, those types of things.
There's a drug component in there too, isn't there?
Not really, no. The DARE program had that, the GREAT program does not.
Okay.
And I teach that during the 6th grade health classes. And one of those components of that too is being involved in your community and in community relations. They need to do a little bit of community service, and at the end of this year, the GREAT program's 13 weeks, so it's going from about November to May. In May, I will ask the kids to give a short little presentation in regards to what they did for community service. So if you see kids out there picking up garbage or asking, unfortunately they've been planning on shoveling snow, but we haven't had a lot of snow, so I keep urging them to go out and pick up trash. So if they ask you, that's what they're doing. And one thing I did forget to mention is I do up a monthly school resource officer report, and that goes to the chief. I have been sending that to Cindy as well. If any of you would like that, please let me know. Otherwise, it's also on the Tomah Police Department website as well. Okay.
I want to add one thing, and this is sort of a kudos to both Officer Marshall and to Dr. Liebke. And I don't have the hard numbers with me. I wish I'd grabbed them off my desk. But every month, Gail does an updated report for us on where we're at with referrals at the high school compared to the last 3 years. And every month this school year, including this last month, the instances of major referrals, so major events happening at the high school, is cut in half from where it's been. And that, you might look and say, well, that's the new guy or it's the change up. I don't think it's as much me as it is these two, and they're really aggressive enforcement of the expectations that were existing at the high school. And then by being aggressive with that, it allows them more time to work on the proactive front. This morning when I came back from a classroom, Officer Marshall had just cracked a case with Dr. Liebke, and they had the stolen iPod. While it may sound small, and obviously that's not what they spend the majority of their time on, it's by focusing on the small things that we bring down the instances of the big things. So they've done a really excellent job at being aggressive and enforcing the expectations. So kudos.
Thank you.
And the numbers tell the story.
I know that was something when we first initiated that we were really interested in seeing a decrease in those referrals and problems that you would have, allowing you to be more proactive, and that's great. And even that incorporation at the middle school, I think, has to be a real positive. So.
I'm just seeing Officer Marshall throughout the community. I've seen her walking through Walmart a couple times, and the students approaching her and walking up to her. That comfort level, having students able to approach an officer that comfortably is going to be very helpful as they grow and as they interact with the community. Thank you for that.
I just gotta say, my husband refuses to go to Walmart with me because of that. He's like, I don't know how long you can spend at Walmart. And like, you don't understand. I was talking to this person and this person. So.
Well, and that's exactly it. You know, you want that comfort level and that secure feeling that they have, being able to come to you for guidance and problems. So that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.